Hey, folks, welcome to the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network. I am your host, Louis Carlin. Hope everybody's doing well today. Ethan Page, where will Ethan Page end up? He's no longer with Impact Wrestling. Big question in the world of professional wrestling right now is where is Ethan Page going to end up? According to reports on the internet, I have no inside information, but I'm going by what I have read on the internet. He's had talks with the WWE, with AEW, with MLW, and I would assume he had talks with Impact Wrestling, but as of right now, he's a free agent, no longer with Impact Wrestling, formerly of Impact Wrestling. And the question is, where is he going to end up? Where will Ethan Page end up? Now, Ethan Page recently took down all his merchandise from his store, which is something that WWE would normally ask a wrestler to do if they're going into that promotion. But Ethan Page owns Alpha One Wrestling up here in Ontario, and if he's going to go to the WWE, he most likely, unless he works something out in his contract, but the norm for the WWE is you can't appear anybody anywhere else except the WWE. So Ethan Page has, like I said, a great promotion up here called Alpha One Wrestling. He owns it, he runs it. So if he goes to the WWE, he wouldn't be able to make any more appearances in Alpha One Wrestling. He can still run it, but he wouldn't be able to make any more appearances. And I don't know how that would sit with Ethan Page. He might be fine with it. I mean, the amount of money that he might be making from the WWE, he might be okay with it. But I know he's really invested in that promotion, and I don't know if he would want to stop appearing for Alpha One Wrestling. But again, if I guess if the money's right, anything is possible. Then there's AEW. AEW, Cody Rhodes and Ethan Page apparently have a good relationship. I was going to say working relationship. They haven't worked with each other yet, but a good relationship. Cody Rhodes had indicated that on Twitter. Somebody had posted something about Evolve, and Cody Rhodes had responded by saying that's the first place that he met Ethan Page, and they're good friends now. And apparently, again, as per the internet, Cody Rhodes has been courting Ethan Page to come on over to AEW. Um, so that's a possibility. Then I'm reading about MLW. I'm not quite sure. I mean, if WWE and AEW are in play for Ethan Page, I'm not sure if MLW would be a player at this point, because why go to MLW? MLW wouldn't be able to pay Ethan Page the amount of money that WWE or AEW would be able to pay Ethan Page. So I don't. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna rule out MLW. I don't think Ethan Page will be going over to MLW. Then there's possibly New Japan Pro Wrestling. New Japan, maybe Ethan Page wants to test the waters out in New Japan and see what it's like out there. I mean, it's a great promotion. He could definitely work in New Japan, and he could maybe find a home promotion here in the States, like the Good Brothers, hint, hint, Impact Wrestling. We'll get to Impact Wrestling in a second. But New Japan, they could pay him a good amount of money. But the question is, does Ethan Page want to travel back and forth from Canada to Japan to do shows? He might. I don't know, but that's a question that you could consider if you would want to do that. Then, of course, there's Impact Wrestling. It's funny because it was a WWE and AEW. It's been reported on the internet that he's had talks with WWE, AEW, MLW, but I haven't really read anywhere that he had talks with Impact Wrestling. Now, I'm sure he has. I'm sure he has. I'm sure Impact Wrestling tried to. They've offered him a contract and they tried to re-sign him, and it just didn't work out, because he's a free agent now. And you gotta think, where is he gonna end up? So here's what I think. I don't think he's gonna go to the WWE. I think he's gonna think about the WWE. I mean, you're sure the WWE or the history there, but when you think about, you got Bobby Roode, EC3, all went there, and they were buried. And WWE has a knack for burying great talent. So I don't know if Ethan Page wants to head over there. Well, maybe it's a lifelong dream of Ethan Page to work for the WWE, and he could very well end up there. But I'm not sure if he wants to go there with a good possibility of being buried by the WWE. Because when you think about the Impact Wrestling stars that have gone over there, you really can't think of anyone that's actually made it except maybe AJ Styles. Um, there's no reason why EC3 was buried. Bobby Roode, from what I heard, is being buried right now. Other Impact Wrestling stars went over there and they couldn't quite make it, so they wound up leaving. I don't know if Ethan Page wants to go through that, but then again, WWE might be a goal for Ethan Page, and he might very well go there. AEW, I think AEW right now would be one of the front runners, in my opinion, for Ethan Page. First being, first reason I should say is AEW Impact Wrestling. They have the working relationship right now, so if he went over to AEW, technically the North still could be a team. Uh, Josh Alexander could, he could head over there, and that maybe they could have a talent exchange. Josh Alexander head over to AEW, team with Ethan Page, and then we could finally have the North versus FTR dream match that's everyone is buzzing about. That's a possibility. I know from what I've read on Twitter and what I've read online, he's got a good relationship with Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes has been, again, as per the internet, has been trying to get him into AEW, and Tony Khan's he's got money. Tony Khan has got money. He's got enough money to match whatever the WWE would be offering Ethan Page. And Ethan Page wouldn't go directly to the WWE. I would assume he's going to go to NXT and would have to work his way up. And I'm not sure how much NXT talents are getting paid, but I'm sure Tony Khan could match or beat that. And I mean, Ethan Page put out a tweet the other day that in 2021, he's going to beef up his bod and his bank account in 2021. So there's big money coming for Ethan Page, and AEW could definitely give him that big money. So I think AEW will be the front runner right now. And excuse me. And let's talk about Impact Wrestling. Let's talk about Impact. I'm a huge Impact Wrestling fan. You might have seen my podcast on the Impact Lounge, Shooting Up North. Big fan of Impact Wrestling. Absolutely love Impact Wrestling. I'm a little disappointed that Impact Wrestling, they didn't do what they had to do to keep Ethan Page, because Ethan Page is an absolutely tremendous talent. And they should have just pulled out all the stops, and they still might. He's a free agent. He hasn't signed with anybody else yet, and they still might. They still might come out with a huge contract. We might see Ethan Page announce that he is re-signed with Impact Wrestling. Oh, I got something in my throat, and that's very well a possibility. So I think the two front runners right now for Ethan Page would be AEW and Impact Wrestling. And this is my opinion. I'm just speculating here. I have no inside information. I haven't spoken with Ethan Page or anything like that. So I have no inside information, as I said. So this is just me speculating. I think the two front runners are AEW and Impact Wrestling to sign Ethan Page. And if I'm going to pick one of the two, I would probably lean towards AEW, although my head says AEW, but my heart wants Impact Wrestling to re-sign Ethan Page, and I and I hope they do. But you have Josh Alexander teasing a solo run, which is another indication that Ethan Page is not coming back. So AEW is definitely the front runner, in my opinion, right now, with Impact Wrestling being the dark horse. Okay, well, that's it for me. I am your host, Lewis Carlin. This is the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network. And until next time, thank you very much. Take care. Bye-bye. Stay safe, everyone. So long. Bye-bye.